Good night, everybody. Good morning, good whatever it is, wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to another episode on our show, an episode of Sports Frenzy. And yes, we're back here tonight once again. Won't be a long show like the previous nights because it's just one particular topic that we're going to be focusing on. And the topical issue is about the athletes that have been denied entry into the USA. Most major athlete that so far that has been denied is one Ferdinand Omanyala of Kenya. When Mr. McCarthy is the third fastest man in the event, and he has been denied so far in terms of entry into the country. So myself along with you guys are here to discuss it all and give our thoughts on what we think about it. And let me just introduce these gentlemen. So first up we have the man who called the grandfather. Vinny, what go on?
I am here, Sir Levon.
Big up, big up.
Giving thanks.
And then we have the man that we call the strict one, the politician himself, Ryan. What go on, boss?
I am here again tonight, and I'm good.
All right, wonderful. I hope that we are joined by the adopted American, as the people in the comment section actually call him. So hopefully he comes on because this man have a different views from all of us. So I really hope that he actually comes on because I want to give him
the man right now for him Baba Boy, cause them love run.
All right, Anthony, big up yourself. Michelle, big up yourself. Kish, big up yourself. Same way. All right, so Vinny, I'll start with you because I try make sense out of this one. Like I try wrap me from around it from about 2 days ago up to now. I try pick sense out of nonsense up to now. Me can't get no sense. So, what's your take on the issue itself?
All right. Like you, especially since today, I've been even beginning to look at the issue even some more. I've been trying to make sense out of what is happening, and like you, I can't understand it, and for me, it really doesn't make sense. You understand? This is a global event that is taking place, and you have the participants who are coming from different countries to participate in this global event. And these participants are being denied visa by the United States to enter into the country in order for them to participate. And initially, I was beginning to look back at other Olympics, other World Championship, and saying, have I ever heard this issue before? And I mean, I stand to be corrected. I cannot in the past remember hearing so many different athletes and even official, even journalists are being denied, or if they are not denied, they have protracted period that pass the actual event taking place when they have an appointment in order to get a visa for an event that is taking place now. You understand? I cannot remember, I don't know of any other host country that I have heard this taking place. And I'm saying this is wrong. And part of the reason why I have a huge issue with it, but especially when you think about the athlete. When an athlete participates in the Olympics and the World Championship, well, the World Championship does give a first place and a second place. They do give some money. Olympics don't pay them. But even the money that they get, they really do make more money from sponsorship, as well as they can command more money on the circuit whenever you are an Olympic medalist or a World Championship medalist. You understand? So to deny an athlete the ability, to deny an athlete to participate in the game, where this now begins to affect their livelihood, I have a huge problem with that. Very, very huge problem with that.
All right. Ryan, what's your take before we delve into the issue a bit deeper?
Um, This is just America, being a bully, doing things how they feel like they're supposed to do it, even when it don't make sense. A lot of times, America do things that don't make any sense, and then feel that they are doing something sensible. Like there is no rhyme or reason for this right now. These are established athletes, most of them, and you are denying them entry or you are denying them late entry, or whatever it might be. So I don't understand what America is playing at here, what they think they are doing, who they think they must spite. Because I realize, is certain countries getting shafted, the African countries, the certain countries in Europe, the poorer ones, the poorer Asian countries and the Caribbean and so forth. These are the countries that seem to be targeted. And I don't know what sense all of this make, because you decided that you want to host a championship. You know what comes with hosting a championship, a world championship that is, that people from various countries will come into your country. You know exactly what you sign up for. And now we are here. We don't have this with any other country, as far as I can remember, who have played host to an Olympic or a world championship. We don't have this issue. And now America turn up and decide that they want to do this their way because them feels they are so it to do. This is just what America does, regardless of whatever the whatever it might be. This is just what America does. They make a mess of things.
Okay. Vinny, back to you now. So, as I mentioned, Ferdinand Omaniala, third fastest man this year and all that. And he has been denied. They're still trying, but then you look at it, the 100-meter heat starts Friday evening at 6:50 p.m., I believe, and he's still in Kenya at this moment in time. And when I checked it, they said that it takes, 24 to 27 hours from Nairobi to Eugene.
Portland, Oregon.
Before I even get into that, who should shoulder the blame for the mess that is happening? Would you say that IAAF, along with whichever body that plans the event, should be the one that faces the blame, or you think that it's more?
I lay it squarely at the feet of IAAF. And that's where I'm going to lay it squarely at the feet of IAAF, because they are responsible for the game. They are the one that choose the host country. They can determine and they will say who is it that they require, or what is it that is required from an host country when they are hosting these global events. So I lay this squarely at the feet of the IAAF. I don't know if they have taken it for granted, given that they probably would have not had this situation with any other host country. So they probably believe that they did not have to put anything in place. But they would have fall down. You understand? Because they would have had to ensure, and they should have looked and see how United States operate when it comes on to these activities, and ensure that they put the necessary things in place for all the participants to get to the games. There's an athlete from Lebanon. He was given the green card by IAAF, by World Athletics, inviting him to the game. He made the time. All of the necessary has been done. And they have denied him. The United States have denied him a visa. And the reason they denied the gentleman a visa, and let me read exactly what they said.
There it is, man. It's on the screen.
Right. They said, according to Hadid, he was told at the U.S. Embassy in Lebanon that there was not enough proof in his document that he won't escape there. Seriously?
Because him come from Lebanon. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All of this is undertone racism. And people might say, oh, you're pulling up true racist and everything. But what would you do when you do things like this?
So I blame it. There is the African nation as well, where even and I sent you an article where even officials, even media officials, They applied. They said that they pay money. They meet all the requirements. This is not a vaccination thing or anything like that. They have met all the requirements. They have gotten their approval through the World Athletics and IAAF. They have met all the approval. And what they have done, they have applied for the US visa. I believe it's in Nigeria or something like that. About 5 or so of them, they said that they get dates for 2024. 20. Now, seriously.
All right. The next thing is I can't go now.
Yeah, man.
The next thing, after some Americans say, oh, why them never do this before? Why them never apply before? Why them never that before? Okay, so between qualification for the championship and the championship is 3 weeks. If you apply for a visa before that, you're going to get a date, 2024-25, as Vinny is alluding to. You're going to get a far off date. So you go apply on your own, you're going to get that date because you don't qualify yet, you don't have a reason to come there to run as yet or anything like that. You're not coming there as a student or whatever to be in a university or whatever it might be. So you're coming there to as a quote unquote athlete. And you're doing that on your own. When you qualify now and you make the team for your country, your association is the one that takes charge of you getting the visa at a particular time. America has dropped the button on that. We see we are today. Who was it that just got their visa today from Jamaica?
Prince, I think yesterday he
exactly.
got it or something.
Because there's a time period to expedite you getting that visa to compete. And that is on America to ensure that people get their visa within a particular time. And the window is only 3 weeks. So you can't blame the athletes or the federations, the foreign federations who submitted their thing in time for them to get them visa on time. This is clearly on America. And yes, I agree that IAAF has to share some of the blame, but majority of it, as far as I can see, is squarely at America's foot, because we don't see this happening anywhere else with any other country who get a championship to host. Only America does these things.
All right. So Albert says that the time period between trials and championship is short. I'll beg to disagree on these principles. One, remember that the athletes are training to peak at the right time for championship. So they are training to peak at the right time for championship, right? The World Athletics want to see these athletes peak at these championship because it also will enhance the championship itself. So that is one. Two, so therefore, between trials and championship, it is not going to be a very long time because of how these athletes train and what they are peaking for. Two, the athletes, if they don't have a visa, I take Jamaica for instance. Right now, because of COVID and backlog and everything, if you apply for American visa now, you are getting 2024 date. So if an athlete apply for a visa as not having to enter this championship, he's going to get 2024. So after the trials is when J3A now will have to step in to say, we need an earlier date. You understand? And it should be something that is easy because USA know that they have this championship, which is a global championship that they are hosting. So all of the necessary should be in place for all of these countries that are participating in the game to ensure that the participant, the workers, and everybody get the necessary visas and requirements to get into the country for the games. So as Ryan says, yes, I blame IAAF, but come on, USA, man. You are the only country that this is happening to.
All right. So now joined by Akil. Akil, what's stance on the whole entire issue?
The situation is a little bit tricky because I get all of your points about the. I think the U.S. embassy must get some stick for all of this, but I can understand where U.S. embassy is coming from because the truth is, not every athlete that will be participating at the IAAF World Championships are high caliber athletes. So you still face the possibility of persons coming in and probably running off or doing something that they shouldn't. So I think I can understand why the US embassy has to be so strict on everybody across the board.
So,
That is
so,
just my
so
take.
don't so don't host
Hold on there,
don't
hold
be
on
a
there,
host
Vinny.
then.
Hold on, guys.
Hold
Don't
on,
be a
Vinny. Hold on,
host
hold
then.
on.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Hold on, Vinny. Hold on, hold on.
Let him finish.
No man, I'm
Continue.
finished. I'm
No, he
finished.
was
Okay,
finished. So that's why I
so
said
let me
don't
talk.
be a host then.
That's what I'm going to say now. So USA, IAAF never come to USA with one gun and put at their head and say host the event. USA bid for the event. So they know that they're going to get high caliber, they know that they're going to get mid caliber, and they know that they're going to get low caliber athletes. So that is no excuse.
All right.
Absolutely
No,
no
no.
excuse.
Really,
No.
that is no. Hear how that is no excuse, Ryan. For the most part, the men who are going to win the 100 meter, we know that them going to run about 9.9, 9.7, 9.8, somewhere there about. What is the qualifying standard? So there is a qualifying standard that allow a lot of country to enter. So that's the game is bigger and you have more inclusion. So to say that we know that this man is not coming to win, he's going to run off, cannot stand up
No
because
man,
the game, the camaraderie, the meaning, the thing of the game is to make it more all-inclusive and get countries involved.
no,
You
but you guys
understand?
are,
So then to make that point is a point can't stand up, Akil. A
no
point
Cannot.
cannot stand up.
my point is that they have to make, they still have to make their entry standard as rigorous as it should. That's
Well,
just my point.
don't host.
Don't host the game
Don't
then.
host a world event. As
Don't
for World
host
Cup,
the world.
get back. Because you can't manage them something here.
All right. So as you can see, guys, we're now joined by my son Leroy. So Leroy is finally here. So Leroy, go ahead and let's get your take on the whole entire issue.
Uh, listen, man. Listen. Um, if we're going to talk about, first of all, what I want to know, Levon, I want to know what's the issue that these gentlemen have, because I think the concern that they have is probably correct, but I think that who they have the concern about is the issue, right? Listen, prior to 2001, September 11, it was a walk into the United States of America, right? As a Jamaican, you enter the United States of America, you can come in, you can get a social security card, you can do this, you can do that, you can do everything you want to do. A tragedy happened, and the United States decided to say, hey, we have to stricken our barriers to entry. No, let us fast forward to what's going on with people being denied visas. Everyone knew that the World Championships was going to be held at Eugene. Everybody and them grandmother know this. Also, everyone know the barriers to entry in the United States. Everyone know that there is no shortcuts around it. There is none. Zero. Right? Every single person, the Usain Bolt of the world. Listen, I have been to the embassy. I'm going to see Junior Gang, Beanie Man, if you perform at the embassy in order to get for them work visa. It is a must that you do that. So, when there is a particular protocol that must happen, if you fail to meet the standard of the United States Embassy, then you will be denied. And I believe you should be denied. Now, let us talk about the persons who have been denied. So I heard a name, Mr. Chad Wright or something like that. I think he does some field events. What I've heard about this young man is that the documentations weren't what it's supposed to be, and something about police record. Those are the two things I've heard about this young man. Now, tell me, what is the United States supposed to do, Mr. Vincent and Mr. Ryan? Are they supposed to say, well,
Don't host.
no, what? Listen, don't host.
Because
Don't,
them know them own barriers to entry as well. And you know that it's going rigid, so don't apply for host anything. Simple.
why not? Why not?
Why?
Okay.
If you are going to do this and you know your own barriers to entry is this rigorous, and at some point you're going to shaft some athletes,
Why is
do
it
not host a world
okay?
event. It is not for you.
All right, Levon, if you can tell me, how many persons have been quote unquote denied entry for the World Championships? I'm sure it's not even 20.
I think
It doesn't matter. I could
It's
have
not a
two.
lot.
No.
It's not a
It
lot.
could have
The truth.
two.
it's all right. The last time I checked, I can tell off the top of my head that at least 10 already.
So
All right, I want to address some things what you say, James, and I was just waiting until you finish in order
Go
not
ahead.
to talk over you.
go ahead.
You mentioned 2011 and the terrorist attack in United States.
2001.
2001.
2001.
Mhm.
There have been terrorist attack in Paris and in England at a very significant rate. Paris, remember the football match. I don't remember where in Europe. I think it was in Paris. It was in Paris, football match in France or something like that. And I think something in England where they have experienced terrorist attack. They host the London 2012 Olympic. We did not have this.
No.
So to tell us that is the reason why you are going to. I am not saying that you. All right, for me, I am not even saying USA need to change the visa rule. I am just saying do not host the event then because you know what is going to be required. You ask who are the persons that have been denied. There are a team of persons from down in Nigeria, and these are even journalists. You understand? And Levon can provide you with the
Yeah, man,
article.
no man, the shoot it, man. I think all right, Kim, these people that Vinny is going to talk about, they applied for it from around March.
They have met all the standards and requirements. The embassy gave them 2024. 2024 camps? When is the game?
Listen, how do you know that they have met all the standards? How do you know?
Persons said, all right. Even if they don't meet the standard, them get 2024 games.
Yes.
2024 is when USA going to know if they meet the
But
standard,
generally,
yes
Kim,
or no.
all right, Kim, so if they
Come
don't
on,
meet the
bro.
standards, you actually give them a date.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, man, them will
Alright,
give you a date because you apply. So when you apply,
yeah,
them give you a date. But
Give you a
I am,
date.
and this is where, this is where I blame IAAF as well as USA. You know you are hosting the championship. You know that you are going to have all these workers and persons that are coming in. So you have to expedite the situation where these persons are concerned. You can't be giving people 2024 date when time the championship starts Friday in 20.
It's just America being America.
That makes sense, bro. It
This
don't
is
make
just how
no
America
sense.
operates.
And
Yeah,
no other host
This is how
country.
they operate.
In fact, when I look back, I looked at Brazil. Brazil did a thing where 2 months. You cannot say we can't compare them. All of them are host country. They are host
It's a world
country.
event.
No,
It's
no,
a
Yes,
world
you can.
global event,
No,
host country. Brazil waive fees. I look back at Japan. Japan implemented an e-visa system that was very easy for persons to come in, and then they move them right out because of COVID. Japan wasn't even allowing persons into Japan. They didn't even allow certain of the trainers in because of COVID. But they allowed the participant in, make it easy. As you finish your event, they move you out. Because they know it was a global event,
But the thing about is that those two events that you mentioned about their Olympic Games.
It doesn't matter. It's a world event.
No, the World Championship is the same thing as it.
No, you have to
What are you
think.
talking about? You're talking about
Remember, you have to talk about the popularity of track
What
and
the hell?
field. Does USATF have that influence on the
Hundred.
US Embassy? You have to think. You have to take that into consideration.
It's a world event. Olympic.
IAAF is each association is large in the Olympics. So the IAAF, their rules and what they do determine what happens in Olympics. Just as in football, just as in tennis, just as in everybody. And it is the IAAF that is hosting this World Championship.
Vinny, what I'm going to say to you, right? And you have to understand. I understand your point of view, what you're looking at, say, oh, it's a global event, this and that. But again, each country still has to do their due diligence of each and every individual that is entering their country. That is a due diligence.
Okay, so which country did not do their due
Ryan,
diligence?
give me a chance about give me a chance about man. Everybody attack. Give me a chance to talk. And Vinny me a talk to. Right?
All right. Sorry, boss.
This is it, Vinny. Each country owe their citizens that they do a due diligence to every single individual who is entering that country. Now, listen. Again, you guys are saying that, or if Vinny now say what you guys are saying that USA are doing it as some kind of conspiracy theory in order to keep away competition. Listen, if the USA are doing this,
Who said that?
why is it that the Shelley and Fraser? Why is it that Shelley and
Who
Fraser?
the hell said that?
Yeah, I wouldn't even go there because that not even makes sense.
Well,
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
wouldn't say that.
person saying it right, but give me a talk, Vinny. Why is it that the big top gun athletes, why is it that they never have a problem with visa issues coming into the US? Why is it that a Shelley and Fraser never have a problem? Why is it that a Ian never have a problem? Why is it that
Shabba visa, Kim.
What-
You
One of
just
them
said it.
got visa. Visa.
no, give me a turn. No, give me why is it that a Usain Bolt, a Asafa Poel, why is it that these athletes never have a problem? Listen, the Chad Wright dude didn't meet all the requirements in order to get it, so he couldn't come to the United States. Listen, how I don't hear you talk about how them expedited for the Prince dude. Why I'm not you say the minister of foreign affairs and J3 and all those people, they lapsed on it and then they depended on the US embassy now to expedite that process for Prince. But why we're not talking about that?
Not true.
Actually,
true.
you never read it.
Yeah, not true, Kim. So what happened is that Prince had to apply, and then the J3A steps in order to get an earlier date.
Yes, and I'm saying
and I agree with your Kim that USA must determine who comes in them country, and they have that responsibility. But also, what I'm saying to you is that for the global championship and the fact that you have decided you are going to host a global championship, then you have a responsibility as a country to ensure that the participant and the persons who are coming in, that you get them the necessary accreditation and the visas in order to get in to participate.
But I'm saying, Vinny, if they don't meet the standard in order to enter the US, then we must not let them in.
All right, so Kim's
I
and
agree with
Akil,
Kim,
seems
so-
as both of you are
No
in the same flip of the coin. I'm going to ask you guys a question because Ryan and Vinny already answered to it. So explain this. So there was this Lebanese athlete, right? And traveled 2 weeks. He applied after the expedited US visa that he's traveling to the US to represent his country. And said that his visa application was rejected on the spot for supporting documents that would prove he's planning on coming back to Lebanon.
Listen,
Just like what everybody else get rejected for US visa.
listen, Levon. Listen, I don't know if you know the process go, boss. You see, when you go for your US visa, they don't tell you, say, hey, you get denied because you don't have enough money. You get denied because this. You get denied because they don't tell you that. You have a long list of things and they let you know, hey, on this long list sheet of paper, these are one of the possible or more than possible reasons why you have been denied a US visa. I don't think, listen, and I can be totally wrong, and anybody can be totally wrong because we're all speculating here. But based on my knowledge and what I know about US embassy, US consulate, and all those things, is that you're not, if you have all your ducks in a row, they will not deny you. If you have every single duck in a row, you cross your T's and you dot your I's, they won't deny you a visa.
The man come from the wrong country, that's why they deny him.
Akil, I hear me
I want-
Akil about the runoff thing because, all right, since I go there, Akil, right? Last year at Tokyo, as Vinny was talking about, I moved away from it, but I heard him talk about it. There are at least 2 to 3 athletes that run off in Tokyo, and guess what? The authorities for them. And what they did, what they had to do. So, my thing is that what I ask you guys, why is it that you guys think that big USA, the big America,
can't find them if they run off?
America is
No.
that is Lebanon because America is big and overrated. They are not as good as they think they are. Simple.
And as I said before, like for example, there are athletes who aren't as talented who are going to run at the championships who may very well run off. So like for example, the men's 100 meters have persons who are running 11 seconds. And I think in the
still
first
not answering
round,
my question though.
Hold on.
What's the question?
Which country the person come from? Unatabo. Which person them come from?
Lebanon.
Lebanon.
What
Lebanon
about?
come from the wrong country.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lebanon, man.
Yeah. Wrong country.
Oh, is
That
it?
sound like a bias.
Oh, is it?
Come on, come on. We know
That sound
Lebanese
like a
get
buy.
treated. We know how Lebanese get treated across the world. Come on.
Listen,
True.
I can't say that. Like, I can't just say, oh, wrong country. Like, I can't say
I
that.
want I want to provide two articles to you guys, right?
Mhm.
And one of them was a situation that took place in 2015 before the 2016 Olympics, right? And it says, and this was from Reuters, and them said that the Asian shooting champion, which starts in Kuwait this week, has been stripped of its Olympic qualifying status, right, in order for him to enter the 2016 Olympics. And let me tell you why the IOC did it, International Olympic Committee, is that there was a judge from Israel that was supposed to go to Kuwait. And you know, Kuwait and Israel and those Asian people have issues some of the time. So what those Kuwait persons did is that they denied the Israelite judge a visa to enter in to participate in it. The IWC came out and stripped Kuwait championship of their Olympic qualifying standards so that they could not enter the event. You understand? And the article said, the IWC said the denial of a visa went against its non-discrimination principle of the Olympic Charter, which must apply to all games, qualifications, competition. You understand? So they ensure that no host country is going to deny persons who are supposed to participate from entering into the game. And this is why I blame IAAF. The final article I want to read to you, and this is for ironically, the 2026 World Cup that is coming into that is going to be held in United States and I believe Mexico and Canada.
Yeah.
It's a FIFA demands visa, work permit, and tax exemption for 2026 World Cup. And this is an article 2017 by Reuters. And it says, what they did, the United States and other countries open to host the 2026 World Cup should provide government guarantees and visa-free travel, plus work permit and tax exemption for their bids to be accepted.
Good.
So that is what FIFA did. So we are talking. You're not going to see this in FIFA. FIFA already stick up United States and let them know that in order for them to get the game, they must provide the necessary visa for the workers, for the participants to move about in the game. And not only that, they cannot tax them.
IAAF don't have that pull like FIFA.
Well, and that's why I blame IAAF. You cannot host a global, you cannot have a global championship. You are responsible for ensuring of the persons who are hosting it. If you choose to host this championship, these are the rules and regulations that must govern. We are not telling you that you must change your policies for your visa. We're not telling you that. If you choose to apply to host this game, this is what we require.
But don't you think IAAF would have done that though?
Come on, Akim. They come down to them, if them decide to then give us the game, you just cannot get the game.
They wouldn't get the game.
No, but I'm trying to tell you that don't you think that IAAF would have spoken to the US embassies or the US department, whatever they are, about
apparently
these
not.
issues?
Based on what has transpired so far, apparently not.
I don't know.
I think this is my thing. I honestly think that the U.S. embassy could have been a little bit more lenient, but I also think that it's just a case where persons. I just think that let me finish. Let me make the point. I just think that it's a case where persons just get the bitter end of the rigorous process of U.S. visa application. That's just my thing.
And I just say go, Akil. Right?
We cannot say that they must be more lenient if we don't know the reasons why they were denied visa.
Here's Devin said that 2 Africans ran off in Japan last year. That he decided Japan because they had out, and like 2 Africans ran off in America.
That's true.
Kem, you know the most hurtful thing for me in this whole situation is simple this. When you think about the guy from Kenya that have the third fastest time, it doesn't necessarily mean that it going to translate into the World Championship that he going to come third. It doesn't necessarily mean that. But you know, Kems, you and I know that even making the finals means that after the championship, he can command more money on the circuit. We know that. It means also that your sponsorship, you get a little bit more money.
yes,
And people
Vinny,
them livelihood this.
yes, Vinny, I understand that, but what I'm also saying is that we still cannot ignore the fact that there is a process that you must endure in order to enter the country. That's just what it is. That if your argument, Vinny, is that don't make USA host the games, all right, cool, whatever. You can go with that. But once United States is hosting the games, I don't want you to tell me about no. I don't want to hear about no livelihood. I don't want to hear about no money for me. I don't want to hear about no sponsorship. I don't want to hear that because again, the United States of America owe its citizens that they are holding every single person accountable who is entering our country.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a
Well,
question?
absolutely.
Does the United States, as a host country, has a responsibility also to the games being held?
I'm sorry?
Does the United States, as a host country, has a responsibility to the games that are being held, to the championship that they have decided to take on?
Absolutely, Vincent. Absolutely, they do. Right. But then now, here it goes. Where do we know draw the line about, okay, we have a responsibility for the games over here, and then we have a responsibility for
Thank
our...
you, Michelle.
Let in the athlete. You don't have to let in all of the journalists and what have you, but let in the athlete.
But then if the athletes don't have... Listen, Vincent.
Brethren,
you're going to take... Brother, you're going to talk you want to talk with... All right, you talk and then me talk.
All right, fine. Let me talk. It's a risky attack anyway. You decide you want to host an event. You know the risk that come with the event. And right now, if you come in like say, if you find out says Satan, our American tomorrow morning, I'm biggest fan.
No. But at the same time as well, you guys have to...
That was what you were fighting me to say, honestly?
No, I said what I had to say before that. Were you listening? So you were not listening to me.
Listen to me, Vince.
I said that is a risk. You're taking a risk anyway. You decide that you want to play host. You know that these type of athletes will be coming. You mentioned the big name athletes. Obviously, them going to get visa because they're a big name athlete. So you basically answer your own question by asking that question.
But you have little small fry. Look at Prince. Prince is his first time going professional. Him get a visa. Listen, again, I'm saying that when I look at the totality and I look at how many persons were able to get visas, and if 1 or 2 or 3 don't get visa, I believe it's okay. Everybody can't come. Some are going to get
So Kims, what I want to ascertain from you is that you're okay with the man that is the 3rd fastest in the world not being at the championship?
If he doesn't meet the criteria to enter the country, I am perfectly fine with it. Him could have been the 1st fastest man. If Usain Bolt did the criteria to come to the United States, I don't want him here either.
I disagree with you. I totally disagree with you because they have a responsibility to the championship.
But guys,
so that you're taking. Hold on. And like I said, and the article is Reuters article. You can go online and look for it. You can type in FIFA demand visa, and FIFA says we want a visa-free environment for at least non-discriminant. FIFA asked for and received similar exemption in the past. Their inclusion to revamp World Cup bid process will mean the current U.S. administration of President Trump will need to sign off on the exemptions for all of this that FIFA are. And that's why I blame IAAF. No, the only reason why we're there attack to tell me that because we denied 2 or 3, it is okay. Seriously, no other host country have done this.
Okay.
It is not
acceptable. No other host country have done this. It is not acceptable.
First of all, I want to clarify something. I'm not gonna say that it's okay, but quick question. You guys are talking as if the USA government decide to host this World Championships. It's USATF. USA Track and Field. No.
USA Track and Field also have to get the backing of the government.
No. They have to.
When USA went with it, hold a minute, Akil. When USA went down, go look even IAAF. You realize that even President Obama did down there. I try swing the Olympic for Chicago. We had a big government in this Akil.
No. What I mean by that is, I'm not saying that they didn't get backing from the USA government. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when you're saying, oh, the USA should this and the USA should that, That's
You know
solely
what
they
was
place
funny?
that solely on USA TF.
Hold on, Ryan.
Wait,
Hold
make
on,
him
Ryan.
talk.
USA you place that responsibility on USA Track and Field. So USA Track and Field should have advocated for whatever it is you FIFA was something. But as I said before, USA TF don't have that pulling power like FIFA. They just don't. They
I'm
don't
just
have that
remembering.
pulling factor.
That's why I
I'm
mean
just
play my
remembering some.
IAAF
Hold
as
on there,
part of
Vinny.
this.
Hold on there, Vinny. I'm just remembering something last year with the Olympics when Shakari got disqualified from competing, and even in a Congress and Senate, it reached where they were like, "Oh, allow her to get to compete and this and that." So politics plays a big role in sports, and they are, which
What
includes track and field.
what
So
what
nobody thinks that politics now not
but,
coming
but
to this
No,
here.
of course, politics come into it. But what I'm trying to say to you is that you are comparing FIFA to IAAF, and I'm telling you, FIFA has a greater influence than IAAF. You are comparing IOC to IAAF. IAAC has a bigger influence than IAAF. That's all I'm saying. So
So in
I think
essence,
I think
go
IAAF
ahead.
did their I think IAAF did their best to ensure that the visa restrictions were as relaxed as possible. And unfortunately, some persons didn't get through. That's what I think.
So then, like I said, the blame stands at the foot of IAAF. Full stop. Because
I'm not,
they
I'm
should
not from you.
ensure that if you are hosting the event, these are what are the requirements and it must be done. And you have to sign off on it before you get to host the event.
all right.
Yes, this was the article that you were talking about. I said that the United States and other countries open to
Yes.
host the 2026 World Cup should provide government
Yes.
guarantees and visa-free travel plus work permit and tax exemptions for their bids to be accepted, according to documents
Yes.
published.
Can I ask a question here? If Jamaica qualifies for the World Cup, right? And Ravel Morris is a part of Jamaica team, will he go to that World Cup?
Hmm.
Because they're not
Good
accepting him
question
in
because
America right now.
he has been denied. Or
Be all
Mm-hmm.
right. So we're going to see where it is at now.
Well, just don't play the games them when they do it. Play in Mexico and Canada. Don't play in the games them in the US.
Then can't decide that.
Listen. All right. So Vinny. All right. So back to you. And I agree with that Akil said in terms of the pool, right? And I believe that FIFA being who they are can make certain demands that USATF cannot make, right? I believe that's one thing. No, I want to get back to the point, right? And when I talk about, listen, I wasn't aware of the Nigerian workers and stuff. I was only aware of the athletes that do it. So let us talk about the Kenyan now, right? Can it be okay? Let's say why do we think
David said, "Things gonna wait it for man security Jamaicans Canada."
Levan, when me tell him something earlier today, him said nothing about.
But Kims, before I make the truth about the five people, I see that there's what 188 of you on the stream right now. I don't think all of you guys have liked the stream. Ensure that you do that, and ensure to take the subscription button if you're new for the first time. And big up to all the newcomers for the support, man. Kims, go ahead.
all right, Vinny. So the Kenyan now.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it all right? Because we don't know. We don't know why. I'm not thinking it's any bias. I'm not thinking it's anything spiteful. I just think that certain requirements just weren't met in time, and he's probably just going to miss the games. But I want to hear from you. Why do you think he has not been granted a visa?
Well, like you, I don't know. I also I'm not going to say it is because USA don't want him to come and compete. I don't believe them like a conspiracy thing. They may not even take up those things. I just believe that it is just USA being USA. This is how USA are. They believe that they must operate a particular way. They believe this is how they do their thing, and they don't business with anybody else. That is who they are. So that is why I am saying no. It is IAAF, just like what FIFA did, that will have to say, if you choose to host, this These are the requirements. If you cannot adhere to these requirements, then you cannot host.
But
And
then,
that's the issue.
but then another thing as well, I think I mentioned it in the comment section. COVID had a lot to play. COVID had a lot to play in this, because at the time when USA, at the time USA, no wait,
No, I don't know, man. I don't think COVID
US,
have anything to play in this.
at the
This is
time
not about
USA.
COVID.
Alright, so gentlemen,
We're not-
gentlemen, hear what? Hold on a second. Hear what? Tonight, since as we're focusing on one topic, let's not shoot on each other. Just allow each other to talk and then respond after. So, okay, go ahead.
At the time when USA would have earned the right to host, to host the IAAF, COVID wasn't a factor in the whole, and I think COVID would have impacted in terms of like visa applications and the backlogs and so forth. So COVID had a big part to play in all of this. So that's why I'm saying that I can't too blame the IAAF and USATF because of these variables. There are other variables out there that could have impacted what happened at these championships.
Akil, last year when Japan had the Olympics, Japan was in complete lockdown for almost an entire year, if not an entire year or more. Leading into the Olympics, Japan was on lockdown. So Japan still had a successful. Exactly, and Japan still had a successful.
But look at the money.
So what America is going through right now with COVID, which is basically irrelevant disease right now, is nothing compared to what Japan went through.
No, but
so that to me is not an excuse.
But you're comparing the Olympics, which would have incurred a higher cost than
World
Championships.
I'm comparing COVID.
No.
What do you mean by no?
We're not even if Japan had the issues that they had, in order to recuperate the money that they would have spent in preparation for the Olympics, they would have had to relax the regulations that they had. They had to do it because they would have lost a lot of money versus a World Championships. They're not gonna lose as much money.
Japan did more than relax. Japan did more than relax.
Remember, Japan also had 2 years in a boss. The first year they canceled, they postponed the Olympics to the following year. So then they had an additional year in order to get everything together and everything. Listen,
but you're not hearing me, Kems. I'm saying when up to the point when they hosted it, they were on complete lockdown.
All right.
But they still managed to pull it off.
And again,
where in America is on lockdown.
And again, I'm saying this is not a lockdown situation for America. This is just simply a barriers to entry. And I'm going to say it once and for all. You must meet every single criteria to enter this country. This country is one of the greatest countries this world has ever seen. You must meet all requirements in order to enter this. You're not going to come as you run 7.
But that greatest overrated place.
You can say it overrated all you want, right?
All right, so
go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right, so I'm reading something on the Kenyans, right? Hold on. So I'm reading this article, and I'm saying that some of the affected UN officials and journalists were said to have met the necessary requirements, including paying their visa fees of $160 respectively since April. Quote, first made payment for visa fees far back in April, only to be given appointment date for March 2024. The affected officials lamented. Quote, I don't know why the US Embassy in Nigeria will allow touts to control appointment dates before America accepted to host this World Athletics competition championships. I expected the embassy around the world to treat the athletes, coaches, and accredited journalists with respect. I'm sure this kind of treatment won't be meted to athletes, officials, and journalists from Great Britain, Germany, and Australia.
What did I say?
Athletes in Oregon observed another official who booked ticket for tonight flight.
Listen, Kenya people, African people, really cannot say this about the United States. United States, if I can remember quite well, from 2018 to around 2020 for the last time we see it, the United States have accepted over 70,000 of those Africans into our country via asylum.
Our country.
Well, where me live?
Brethren, you're not even going to, you won't throw a stone for Jamaica. But I know you would take up a gun, sword and everything and fight for America.
Boss, I fought for the country. I went to war for the country, boss. What you mean?
Exactly. You won't take up a stone to Jamaica and throw.
What you mean, boss?
I am not. My thing to you.
I never met, and I meant that figuratively as well as literally.
I'm not saying. I listen. Again, I love Jamaica. I love my country, Jamaica. Jamaica, where I born and grow and mold me.
Well, not your country.
But listen, I still my country. But listen, man. When you fight for your country, when man beat gunshot off for your country, boss, is a different kind of affection you have for your country, man. When you see certain things different from out there on the surface, is a different kind of affection you have for the country, boss. Man. You understand me? So a lot of persons will say, Ray, USA this, Ray, USA that. Again, I hold my ground where I said the barriers to entry is the barriers to entry. Africans have been one of the most, where asylum is concerned, the Africans have been one of the most lenient. When they talk about student visas and allowing Kenyans, people from Ghana, all those countries to come over United States to study, Africans have been one of the most lenient to get through into this country. So then if one Kenyan don't get through because he wrote 9.7 and some media members, I don't want to hear more, United States is fighting against this and fighting against that. I don't want to hear that, boss.
You're talking about the 70,000 we get through, but you're not talking about the thousands when I get through now.
Well, listen, boss, we can't let in everybody. We just can't do it.
Seems like you work out there.
My only issue, or my thing with you, Kems, as you talk, is simple. Of course, I also believe that USA is a great country. For me, there is no country like Jamaica. I love Jamaica, and I don't hear me talk about it. If Jamaica play Brazil tomorrow, Jamaica may carry business. You understand? And you always say when it comes on to Jamaica, I'm senseless. And that is true. You understand? I also recognize you say it's a great country. But just like even Jamaica, every country has them faults, as negative about them, things about them were just wrong. And I am not afraid. Just like how I go criticize Jamaica, I am not afraid to criticize USA. If Jamaica do something that is wrong, I am not afraid to also say USA get it wrong on this. And you are not saying the 1 or 2.
Hold on, Vinny, man. The connection, Vinny, man. You make a good point with the connection, boss.
You hear me better? Come up.
Sure.
Come up.
Go ahead.
Right, and I'm saying that they get it wrong. It shouldn't be that in the games that we even leave out one person. If it's it, because I am also sure, based on how countries operate, that if we know somebody are a murderer and you run, I mean, I think Jamaica going to put you up at a certain place. You're there on your own. So these administration, of course, them also have certain responsibility where them ensure that them up as well. You understand? I do believe that USA dropped the ball on this. As a host nation, the fact that you have never ever heard this. Remember, since 1983, World Championship are keeping up. 1983, every 2 years. So many host countries, we have not had this issue. We have been to some of the strictest country ever. Country like Beijing is far more stricter on persons coming into their country. When you go into Beijing, listen, China will follow you around. That's how they are strict, because they want to maintain their persons a particular way. And they didn't have this issue. So how the land of the home and the free and the brave is afraid to let some people into them country. Come on, man. Now home and free and brave, man. Don't be afraid.
Home and the farce, not free.
But Akil, I saw you making a point initially about the backlog of applicants and all that. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, but I'm thinking that since as a championship is just for just call it a 2 week, if so long, you could probably just let through these people for the time being. Remember that? Yeah, you
Yeah,
could
that's
just
what
go
I
A
back
was
to
2 weeks
thinking.
visa.
forward. So
Yeah,
I
that's
agree
what I
with you
was
in a sense
thinking.
because I remember you said that they could be lenient in the situation, knowing that it was just for 2 weeks, so they could have just said, "All right, yeah," but
They let
I'd allow them to come in, compete, and then leave.
they let
That's what I think they
they
could
let
have
through
done.
Gregory Prince though. Oh, nobody's talking about that. They let through Gregory Prince.
Kems we did
But we
earlier,
are saying to you,
you
Kems,
weren't.
that that is
James,
what's
that's your
supposed to
job.
happen.
You want
That
to
is what's
commend them
supposed
to
to
do their
happen,
job?
Kems. That's
That's
what we
what
are
you're talking
saying.
about, man.
So we
You want the
agree
man to
with
get
you. That
commended
is
to do
what's
their job?
supposed to happen.
If but
That's
what
not
I'm
what happened right across the board. So we don't
And
have
here's
this
and here's and
issue.
here's Barry 87 saying that the Visa World Champs is for temporary professional competition, not to stay. Different
Correct.
process. Drop the ball.
They dropped the ball, man. They
no
dropped the ball on this games.
no no no
We
no no
know
no
you love them, but then drop the balls
no
and
no
the
no.
ball
Put
on
up
this game.
everyone. Put up that comment. Put up that comment, please. So, I mean, I don't agree. The runoff situation. I mean, that's an Achille point. What I'm saying, if you give a person whatever visa you want to give them for temporary competition or whatever, this visa don't mean like say them can't run off. This visa don't mean that they must come back into their home country. They can stay in the United States.
All right, so
So,
Kems, I have a question for you.
uh-huh.
All right, so the same Gregory Prince that they said that we should give them a leeway to say, yeah, them let it go. Wasn't this the same Gregory Prince that just went to pen release the other day? So what was the hold up?
I think he got a one entry when he went to pen release. So one entry visa is just he does get to enter one time.
One time, and
One
that's.
time it expire. Yeah.
Oh.
So why not do the same thing for the
You can get the
championship
next
with
one.
them
Yeah,
kids?
that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, the same thing. You give
So
the people them a one entry.
So I think he got another one entry. Vincent, I don't think, and again, Vincent, what I'm saying is that I don't think the visa itself is the issue. I'm thinking about the
That there is
paperwork.
some other issue. Well,
Yes, there
well,
have to be.
yeah. Well.
Like listen,
The one with the dates though, Kems, that is bad.
the
Where you give
2024.
where you give them 2024. Yeah,
that
that is bad. Yeah.
That is not like there's no defending 2024.
Yeah, that
Like the
bad.
game
Yeah,
is,
and that's what you're that's what the officials got. The
yeah,
officials paid for whatever and they gave them 2024.
yeah, you can't give them. As you can't give them. Listen, you can't give them like I don't know, man. I don't think the US is that dumb. Like, why would you like,
You'll be surprised.
bro?
They're dumb in other things. So
It's 2022.
All right, 262 people on the stream. Remember, people, like up the stream. I ensure that hit the subscription button if you haven't done so already. Do the right stuff, man. Let us get it to 100 likes tonight.
Listen, Levon. The games is 2022, freaking July 5th. You giving somebody a visa in 2024. I'm thinking so many. Did you apply for the right visa? No, I have to think about them things. Because why is it that you like this? Because remember in Levon, in Jamaica, it is said that the next available date are 2024.
Yeah, it's 2024.
And for visiting visa, and them say the only persons we can get through right now is quote unquote emergency. That's what them say. Right? Everybody else,
which is what Prince get.
which is what Prince get. Everybody else are 2020. Right? So I'm saying, why is it now that like let us take out our USA love, our USA our bias. Let us look on it from a whole
in essence, where is the Nigerian Association? Something.
It does obviously like the puzzle does obviously don't match up. Why would I bet you tell them say, oh, we're not getting a visa, then tell them 2024. Like what am I gonna do with 2024? What's 2024 are Olympics boss and it now keep at the USA.
I think it's unfortunate though what happened to Chad Wright.
Why is it unfortunate?
Because he's an Olympic finalist.
Yeah, but
and just as so Gregory could have gotten a one entry, he could have gotten a one entry too.
Yes.
Hey,
listen.
Kisha asked you a question there, Kems.
Listen again. A girl asked me the same question today about her. If the USA don't let her in, I said, if you don't meet the entry.
Liatel.
What do you mean?
Liatel.
That's what I told her.
What do you mean by what I mean? A liatel.
Why would I lie?
When reality struck, I'm sure that your voice
Exactly.
will be different. You won't be the voice. You'll have a total different
Yeah, man,
voice.
he would have a tool. Yeah, man, he would
Listen,
probably would have push the rug through the screen and try to dry him tears.
Yeah, but
Listen,
I think
all right, let me show you. Hold on there, 1 second. So, when I just came to the United States, full disclosure, right? 2000 and I had visiting visa and so, but 2009, I came up here for school, boss, and I had to get a student visa. Zine, I had to get a student visa, and when I had to get a student visa, they asked for specific stuff. They asked for your bank statement. They asked you this, or well, at the time it was my mother. So they asked for my mother bank statement. They asked for this, that what we can prove, so we can pay for this, and that, right? If I was unable to meet any one of those requirements, I would have been denied, and I should have been denied. And that is fine with me, right? So I am saying that what I'm hearing about this Chad Wright dude is just that he didn't meet all the requirements. And if you don't meet all the requirements, then you won't be let in based off the fact that you're an Olympian, based on the fact that you make the World Championships. You just won't be let in. And
Kems, what people are trying to understand is what requirements didn't he actually meet? If you have any details in regards to that.
So again, as I told you before, I'm just hearing that it's just documentation issues. That's the vague answer that I got. I'm trying to get some more, but the vague answer is documentation issues. I don't know what that is, but basically, a documentation issues. Whatever, it could have been in police record, it could have been something from the past, it could have been so much stuff. Them now gonna let you in based off of that.
So, Kems, let me ask you this question. The Lebanese athlete, which clearly is a young athlete, just coming into the business, just breaking in. So they have said to him that they have denied it, even though he would have met whatever standards and whatever. And they have denied him because they said that, in essence, they are saying that he cannot show enough proof that he will be going back to Lebanon, right? So in Jamaica, we understand that when we usually apply for visa, it means that you probably not have no house, no car, no anything like that. So this way, no? So, right, you don't have enough assets. So this is a young athlete. Probably I come from, just like many athletes at time where I come from certain situation and background. You just are breaking. You understand? Now what they have just done is denied the man the opportunity to at least participate and try to build himself to get somewhere. He would not have been able to show anything, Kems. He would not have been able to.
But that is the thing, Vincent. That is not the United States role. The United States role is not to make sure, say, you are right and can build yourself.
Kems, when they accept the championship, Kems, they accept the championship knowing that you are going to have these kinds of persons. You must have them. The first time Bolt went for Olympic was 2004. He never have nothing. Him never have nothing but just a start out. Him never have nothing. Come from share with content down a mobile. He nah nothing. He nah no asset. Just a get thing. Just a sign anything. He go Olympic go run. Chain in 9 months. Come whatever in a race. Him never do nothing.
Alright, so Vincent.
So don't tell me that you can't deny because the man that do nothing now. Sorry, you don't believe in 2, 4, 5 years time the man can be something. Well, come on, bro.
No, but hold on the Akil. But remember, Vincent, when Usain went to his first Olympics, again, it wasn't held in the United States, right? It wasn't held in the United States. So again,
that's a point, Kim.
Yeah, hold on. It wasn't held in the United States. But what I'm saying about the Lebanese athlete, can it be a case where, and again, I don't know, so I'm just asking questions. I'm looking a little bit deeper. Can it be a case where his parents are probably in the United States? Can it be a case where all his family is over here? I'm just ask because I don't know.
It could be.
No, that. But
because then again, if all I'm family over here, then why am I gonna go back to Lebanese for?
It could be.
And then it also comes down back to his handlers as well. Usain Bolt had good handlers around him when he went to Greece. for the Olympics.
He
We
did.
don't know if the guy from Lebanon have very good handlers around him.
Guys,
Clearly he was. He's not from a track and field
I love
country.
Jamaica run.
He's
I
not
love
from a track
Jamaica
and
run
field
with all
country.
over place. I keep trust me.
Both
No,
is
but
from a
what-
track
no.
and field country.
I know
No.
Jamaica runner.
What I'm trying to say to you is that you just made the point of comparing Usain Bolt to the Lebanese athlete, and I said that's an unfair comparison because Usain Bolt would have had may possibly have better people around him in comparison to the Lebanese athlete.
Akil.
That's
Still
an
not
No,
make-
it's not. It's
Akil,
the reason what
Akil,
Kim's
that
just
wouldn't
said.
really make any sense
Because
for
it
you,
was not in United States. At the host
Yeah.
country. That's why I tell you, Kim's make my point, you know. It comes down to
Yeah.
the host country. Most of these
Yeah.
European country and these other country who host, they don't do this. Like I said to you, Japan, they implemented an e-visa that was very, very easy for all of the participants. In, out. Brazil, we have visa, we have the thing for participants and everything to
They are
come in, out.
proactive.
Beijing,
Let me-
when they did 2008, they did all of this.
Let me show
So
you.
what
Let
I'm
me show you
saying to you,
something.
Akil, it comes down to the host country. The host country said, all right, we have a responsibility. We have athletes coming in. This is what we are going to do for the games. And then when the game's over, we go back to conducting our business the way we are supposed to do it.
All right, Vinny.
USA have decided to be USA because them big, bad and mighty. So them decide, say, all right, this is what they're going to do. And that's
All
what
right.
they have done. They
All
just
right.
decide to do what they want to do.
All right, so pretty this, Vinny, and this is a point where I will agree with you. I believe these other countries are and were more happy for the athletes to come to their country, but I think for the United States, they are more conscious of who is coming into their country, if that makes sense to you. So say, for example, London.
It makes sense. It makes sense to me.
So say, for
So
example,
that's why I'm saying. So
Uh-huh.
all right,
Hold on,
it
hold on,
makes
Vinny, hold
sense
on,
to me.
Vinny.
No,
Let me
no,
finish,
because
man.
I get to no man, me get to Kim's I say, and it makes sense. So you don't even have to explain it. It makes sense. So what USA should say then, is because we are conscious and we understand what is happening, we are not going to take and host these events because we know what is going to be required and we don't want that.
But again, it's like it's like them stuck between a rock and a hard place because they want to host the event because obviously, more money
It come with
coming in.
prestige. Yes, it does.
But at the same time, over this side of town, no, you don't want to let in quote unquote everybody. So
But
no,
that's the problem. That's one of the problems
But
that
then,
I have with
you
USA.
think-
Wait the Ryan. Ryan, one sec, the Ryan. This is one of the problems we have with USA. The big and bad and mighty. They always want to come out on the winning end at all times. So you want the prestige of hosting the game. You want the finances that come with it. You want the exposure so you get more tourists and everything that comes with it. But you don't want to give up anything in order to get this. And that is the problem I have with. And in fact, that is the problem where a number of countries sometimes have with the United States.
All right,
That
so I'm just
is-
read this comment. I'm just read this comment quickly. So, Nicholas Sylvester, first time seeing on the channel, welcome and ensure that you're subscribed to the channel, saying that they could watch them. FBI, CIA, but let them compete. Yes, you style the world games. Hope they never get it again.
I hope so too.
the thing is about you can watch them. I think the USA say, why do I need to watch them? Let me just not let them in. That's also what I think USA say. Instead of
Lazy.
Why do you need to
Them,
vote?
Lazy.
them drop the ball. Them drop the ball, Kims. Them drop the ball. This time, them drop the ball. If
All right, so Vinny,
the
Vinny keep
games come
nominating
with
you.
certain things. the games come with certain things, and they can't want all the glory and not give up something.
all right.
Right, and here's Bear 87 saying that the World Athletics or USATF governing bodies have to ensure that athletes competing organ needs are met for the championships, compete and leave. I also went on to say that USA should have systems in place to ensure their return big, bad, and full of ignorance.
Full of ignorance and arrogance.
All right.
I remember, guys, remember to keep on liking, keep on sharing, and keep on subscribing to the
Yeah.
channel.
Done with
Here's is Ricky Tan saying that as long as your police record is clean, there should be no reason to deny a person for any sports fee as long as the person
Please, as
did
long as the
travel
person did.
there before and overstay.
No, no, Mr. Ricky Tan. That is out again.
You know, you
Again,
know that
for the United
the
States,
person,
not for the
you
United.
you
But
know that the persons are athletes. They have proof that them are athletes. There's proof that there is that world championship going to be held in your country where you decide say you are host, letting the damn people them compete.
yeah,
Or don't try to host anything then if you can't do that.
so
Because you know that the people them are coming there to compete. Let them in.
well,
Stop the foolishness.
so Vinny, so is it 3 athletes and then a bunch of media
Mm-hmm.
personnel that don't get to come in?
They're more athletes.
Kims, it shouldn't be not even one, Kims. That's
They,
the
they, they,
honest
They're
to
it,
more
God truth.
athletes. They're more athletes.
It
they're more,
shouldn't be
man.
not even one, Kims. It shouldn't not even one. It should have been Kims. You,
Because
you
it,
take
it
on
actually said it
responsibility.
actually said
Just
Kenyan athlete.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
And
it shouldn't be.
some South African athletes who are stuck
Yeah,
in
Yeah.
I think
Europe.
some South African athletes are stuck in
Some
Europe too.
strong
Eh,
contenders too. So
You see the
yeah, who
common
cannot get
denominator?
visa.
You see the countries that are being shafted?
Kenya,
Don't
South
put your teeth
Africa.
on the program, brother.
Yeah, because that is rubbish.
Have manners.
That is rubbish. I tell you,
Have
say,
manners.
I tell
And stop put your teeth on the program. Be professional.
Actually, guess what? Talu hasn't gotten one either.
come on, Talu, she's
no,
No
she's in
man,
the
Talu.
US.
She's there now.
Yeah, can remember.
She lives in the
Yeah,
US.
remember Talu always run a
Yeah,
US,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
that
yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
would
yeah,
not
yeah,
be a
yeah.
shocker.
Talu was
She
a
was just she
Yeah,
was
that would
just
have
was
been a
being
shocker.
Yeah, yeah,
spokesperson.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. True.
She was just being
yeah,
a
she just speaking out. She was just speaking out for those who didn't.
so
Okay.
Yeah, it,
so
it,
Yeah.
it bad Kems. It
so my
bad
last
Kems.
so my last question, Vinny, because
Mm-hmm,
I have to do some homework, right? So
mm-hmm.
my last my
Yeah,
last
myself too.
yeah, but my last question that I'm going to ask, right? Again,
Mm-hmm.
is it a case now where, and I know you tell me about the media personnel, but do you think, for
Mm-hmm.
example, the trials within itself, let's say, because listen, this is the United States of America, they will get another chance at a World Championships or an Olympics. It will happen. It will happen. Like, no doubt, it will happen. Right? So, is it a case, Vinny, or do you think this play a role in it? Two questions, man, for you. The
Mm-hmm.
first one is, do you think the trials is probably a little bit too close to when the championship is? Like, we know, like,
Mm-hmm.
who met the team, who is a
Mm-hmm.
part of the team, etc., where
Mm-hmm.
they don't have quote unquote enough time now to get the visa. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
Mm-hmm.
and then two, how much do you believe that? I guess I'm going to Akil point, because we have heard it that footballers have come here, Jamaican footballers have come here and run off. People from high school pen relays and such have come here and run off. How much do you think those things have played into, for example, USA being quote unquote strict? And I'm talking from a Jamaican standpoint, not even the Kenyan and all them people, but from just a Jamaican standpoint.
Mm-hmm. All right. To answer both your question, and in fact, I agree with you that they will get to host again. Hopefully, I do hope though that these association look at what FIFA does and makes the same demand. To ensure that their participants and persons officials get into the United States and we don't have this issue. And I believe probably IAAF will do that. But to answer your question one, in terms of the trial, Akil had somebody had mentioned it earlier, and I had addressed it by saying, remember, Kims, athletes are training to peak at a particular point in time. And you and I know that. You just see athletes even come at the trials, them 90% thereabout, and then them are sharpen up now over the next 3 weeks in order to get to the trials. The championship want to see athletes come at their peak because it means there is better time, better competition, and it is a bigger thing for them. You understand? And it increases success of the competition. So you don't want to have a trials 2 months from now. So the athletes have a peak for trial 2 months from now and then start training again for combat. You understand? You and I know that for training that going to disrupt a number of how athletes train, right? So there is that time factor, and I believe that over the years what we have seen is that for most countries, That time period has always been a month in between. And given the fact that we have never had this issue with any other host country, then it simply means that the time factor between trials and championship really shouldn't be a problem as to why persons are not getting the visa now. It is other issues. Two, as it relates to how much we believe that in terms of persons running off, I will agree with you that there are more persons who probably tend to run off in the United States probably than other country. And for various reasons, as we know about USA as well. So yes, they are going to have that concern. But just as Levon had said earlier, remember we had athletes who ran off in Japan. Japanese find them and get them out. So USA just have to put the necessary things in place. USA have to put the necessary things in place, Kems, to ensure that if anybody run off, just like Japan, we can find them and get them out. So it's a risk, because there's a risk reward in the Kems. It's a risk reward. The reward is you're going to get exposure, you get some financial, you get a number of things. So that is a reward. There is a risk that comes with it. You can't want the reward and don't want to take the risk. And that is the problem we're having now.
Okay.
Hopefully I answer both of your questions.
All right, and then one final one. May I run off, you know. So one final one.
I don't know.
What role? what role, if any, our Minister of Foreign Affairs, probably Prime Minister, and quote unquote J3 can make? Is it a situation now where, because remember, I mean, obviously, you know, next year probably be easier, the next World Championships. But is it that if something else is being hosted in the United States, is it that we'll start applying from a year out? Everybody who plans to quote unquote go to the championships, reserve.
I think there's a unique situation. Just let me say to this. There's a unique situation now because of COVID and a backlog, right? So right now, normally you don't really have visas so far down at 2024. So that's a unique situation with the backlog that they need to clear up. So even if they had applied, even if Prince had applied before the championship, he would have gotten a far date. You are correct. So that is where the role of J3A, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and all of these people now have to step in and said these persons are, because remember, it's a representation of the country, and they have done so. The Chad is what? Chad Wright? The Chad Wright situation, I can't speak on it because I don't know exactly why he was denied. I saw somebody earlier said that they believe that he had also gone to school in the United States. I'm almost sure me or Chad Wright participating at some championship or something at USA already. So I'm not too sure what is happening with his situation, and that's why I don't even speak on it. You understand? So whatever that is, they would need to work out. And I am sure that the Foreign Affairs Minister, just like they did for popcorn in in England, I figured they would try to, you know, as best as they could address whatever that situation is. You understand? But yes, there may be a unique situation that will give rise to certain things. But yes, they have a role to play, and I believe that they are playing their role.
All right, Vinny, my
Yeah,
question
man,
is because your Foreign Affairs Minister pick up Pierre L right now, you know, so let us see if he'll start this out.
Yeah, I wanted to also go at what Kems was asking. All right, if you are not an established runner, chances are you won't have a US visa, like Shelly and the aliens and them people there. So up and coming runner, what grounds would they be applying a visa on in so far out for them to get an expedited visa?
Well, they can apply for it. They can apply for it to travel to attend meets.
Yeah, for like track meets and so.
Track meets and so forth.
Yeah, but what meet? Suppose no meet now keep what I'm going to attend
man,
or something.
I also believe that there is some requirement to attending those track meets now. You have to have some either world ranking or time.
Yeah,
I just think
it makes better sense.
You can't just be a young athlete and just get a visa to work. Yeah.
All right, I think it makes better sense to apply when you have qualified and you have proof that you have qualified, and you need that type of visa to go in to get in at a particular time, as opposed to you being a young up and coming athlete and you apply way out, which basically redundant.
Yeah, but guys, I just want to raise an issue. I think this situation further cements the point that track and field as a body, as a whole, is like it doesn't have a good standing in terms of like its influence in the world of sports.
I can agree with that. That they don't have a FIFA standing. I will agree. They do have a golf standing.
Yeah, but where did it went wrong? You think it's because of the doping?
America.
Not big.
Because in the 90s and in the 80s, it did have a high standing.
No, man, but the standard was in Europe. It was still not. Even now, American athletes don't make as much money as basketball, NFL, and stuff like that. Track and field is still not.
Well, Edwin Moses.
And they talk about it. And they talk about it. You understand? They don't have that in USA. You understand? Europe is where they have to go to make money. Europe is where track and field really stand up. You understand?
Yeah, but Edwin Moses and Michael Johnson were earning top dollars.
But they still was earning below.
They are not. Akil, they are not
NFL and NBA. It is not the
It
norm.
was comparable. It was comparable.
Akil, those are the
point is that you're going to have you have one and two that are earning up there, but generally speaking, Europe.
It's like Bolt. No other athlete ever, none, has even made comparable to what Bolt has made. None. And it's not even close. Then, so, Sir Host, it was great being here, sir.
Yeah, man, this is where I'm going to wrap it up. So I'm just going to give you guys a minute each, even though the support has been wonderful tonight. I saw us reach 285 live viewers at one point, 270. I'll just encourage you guys to ensure that you like the channel, ensure that the video ensure that you subscribe to the channel, and just do the right stuff. Click the notification bell, because I realize that a lot of you guys haven't done that, so you don't realize when we actually go live. So ensure you do that. I'm sorry, you, Akil, this time around. So Akil, your minute.
I don't think I have anything to say.
Anything track and field, anything. It doesn't have to be about what we talk about tonight, but anything track and field.
Yeah, so I was actually thinking about like some individuals who could literally cause some upsets at the World Championships. I was thinking about it across the various events. I think one person who comes to mind, that could possibly cause an upset at the World Championships and the event. I'm thinking about like so in the men's 100, you have this young man from China. His name is Su Bington. And
that guy's no upset. Marcel Jacobs have a number.
Yeah, no man. The thing about is that I still can't get that 9.82 out of my mind from the Olympic semifinals last year.
All right, so
that came out of nowhere.
That upset ain't happening, fam. So we can throw that one through the window.
I'm not saying that he would win, but I'm just thinking about somebody who could.
That's not going to be upset, fam. Not happening.
For me, I am just hoping that we have a great championship, and just as Akil is saying, this man from China, hey, that even make it worse. Me believe that Jamaica getting 2 medals in that 100-meter finals. I'm hoping that I can see you and Blake returning to 2012 form. I am really praying and hoping, as I tell you, people on the live, listen, me a Jamaican inside out. That's why I don't come talk tracks with these guys, because I just go in Jamaica.
We need a couple of the live stream.
Yeah, I will.
We're going to have some live watch-alongs right short, so I want you to couple of them.
I will. I definitely will. But I'm hoping that we have a great championship. I am a little bit saddened with the whole visa issue for some of these countries and some of these athletes. I do know that for the minor athletes, despite what Kems might say, this means a lot to them. It means a lot to their development, and it means a lot to, even as they move forward in their field. You understand?
Vinny, why beating the rush? Vinny, this is important to all these athletes' livelihood, because they could be making top dollars right now after this.
Yes, you understand?
For example, as we pointed out, Omaniala from Kenya. Rank number 2 in the
Yes.
world. We don't know if he might not go there and go win the event same way if he
Yeah,
was
we
there, but
don't. You
yeah.
understand? So that has for me a little bit, but I am still looking forward to a great championship. I am really hoping, really hoping that the men can do some things in that 100 meter. We don't really have much else apart from the hurdles. The 400 meter and the 400 meter hurdles will be a dream. You understand? So we really don't have much else. I know the women will represent us and represent us well. You understand? And just looking forward to Jamaica coming away with at least 14 medals out of this championship. And I
Boss.
hope we can get about 5 or 6 gold.
All right,
And the
boss.
final thing I'll say is that 4x100 meter female, I really hope we get the record. And I know we can, we have the ability, but sometimes, forget the button around, you also is a little bit fear, don't want to drop it, stuff like that. I really hope we just put it together. If we put it together, man, we shatter that record. And
Right.
then we own everything.
Say no more.
Peace.
Ryan, go ahead.
Well, obviously, I'm upset about the fact that America is making this championship about them by doing what they do, being the arrogant bully that they are. So I'm upset about that because you're shafting athletes of all ilk. The big name athlete, the small athlete would mean something to more. Well, I don't know if it means more to them, but still, at the end of the day, people want to compete. People want to say, oh, hey, I competed. Want to show them grandkids that they were a part of something and so forth. So I don't like that it has come to this. We have never seen this before. This is unprecedented. And it is very upsetting for me. And I'm sure it is upsetting for the athletes who haven't made it and for their peers who are even there. So I think better needs to be done going forward. I don't know what else I can say about that right now because that's upsetting for me. I hope though that we have a good championship. I hope they don't find any other way to mess it up because, as I said, that is what they do. They find ways to mess up things that shouldn't be messed up. So I hope that we have a very good championship and we get some records as we're predicting and we get some gold medals for Jamaica and the Americans flap on them own side.
Okay. All right, so I know that you two didn't want to leave, but Akil, anything else you can feel to talk about? Because, bro, right now I'm seeing the keep on increasing, so seems that people are interested, man. So I can probably stretch it until the 10 o'clock. Honestly.
All right, I'm going to jump off the leave, gentlemen.
But Akil, I wanted to dig back in a crystal ball, Akil. Because remember that you talk about people that actually can upset and all of that. So dig back into your crystal ball and let's go. You're muted.
Where's time we go to 10 o'clock?
Yeah, man, just run it until
All
10
right,
o'clock.
I can still.
Hey, man, I spoke about Sue. Oh yes, this young man from Canada. He has taken some big scalp. I would admit he would have to PB greatly if he's going to be a factor, but his name is Jerome Blake.
Not the one that work on the radio.
Not the one that work on the radio, but Jerome.
I know what you're talking.
Yeah, man, Jerome Blake. He could be a wild card as well in the 100 and the 200 as well. Yeah, man.
All right, here what Akil. What you never did yesterday, let's go there because from yesterday there's quite a few people in the conversation asking about it. So we never touch on the jumps much, nor the field events over. Well, we did it in a bit, but not in depth. So, all right. Do you actually that the record probably can go in that women's shot put with what Chase Ely has done all season long because she has been awesome all season long, I think.
No, I actually don't even think she's going to win. I think the Chinese athlete is going to win.
The real thing that Chinese athlete is going to beat her?
Yeah, man.
You're wild in farm. I disagree.
As I said before, when it comes on, the thing is, My thing is that when it comes down to track and field, yes, yes, you take into consideration the form of an athlete going, the form of the athletes going into the meet, but you
Mhm.
also can't disregard the individual's pedigree. And the defending champion has pedigree. So that's why I think she's gonna beat the American.
But what I'm putting across to you, though, Akil, is that if you really look at
Mm-hmm.
it,
Mm-hmm.
Chase Ely has basically had her number all season long because she returned on a couple of the Diamond League,
Mm-hmm.
on the Diamond League circuit on quite a few occasions. So wouldn't you actually factor in that could cause probably a mentally defeat her in a sense? Because I mean, if this person keeps on defeating me over and over and over, yes, I'm the defending champion and all that. But if there's this one person that is basically throwing right about where I am, don't you think that that can actually happen?
Probably motivate her even more.
Mm.
I think it motivates her even more because when you're a champion and you see that there's someone up and coming who is doing better than you and has beaten you, I think it forces you to elevate a game. As I said before, I believe in finding the right balance between, you know, pedigree as in previous being a previous champion or previous medalist, and whether or not you're in form right now.
All right, so I'm just going to jump into the Jamaican now, and that's Daniel Thomas' dad.
Mm-hmm.
She's never gone over 20 meters, correct?
But she's never gone over 20 meters.
Yeah. So there's what, three ladies in the field currently that are throwing over 20 meters right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that at this championship, if all being equal, we could have our first Jamaican woman going over 20 meters in the shot put?
Well, if she has every intention of medaling, she has to.
But the thing is, remember that a lot of people don't actually have her medaling. So I'm just asking, do you remember that sometimes as athlete, they go into it and they can come out smiling with a PB or something of
Yeah.
that sort. So yeah, what do you think?
And then the thing about in 2019, in 2019, when she PB'd, it was actually a
19.7.
yeah, it was actually a surprise when she was surprised when because she was just off the defending champion. I think it was on her last throw, and she almost just missed the gold medal. So yeah, so I by the way, wait, did I say the defending champion or did I say the Olympic champion? The Chinese athlete is the Olympic champion, right?
Long you're talking, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, she's the Olympic champion. And yeah, is
Mm-hmm.
Hichen from Hungary is the defending champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry for mixing them up. But as I said before, the standard for the event has gone as you know has gone back to Valerie Adams levels. And I think that she can PB, but 20 meters right now would be a huge PB.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's a reach in a sense, but let's hope and see. And here's bring up this comment. Here's Barry saying that she did 19.55 at the Panam Games a month before Doha, and she won that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Thanks for the correction.
But what I want to ask now, since as we have already clarified that about that, Tajegil, think that he'll actually participate at the game, or I think that he's out.
I think he's out. I don't want him to participate. He's a young man, he has his future ahead of him. I don't want him to mash up himself.
But when you look at him, what do you pinpoint as to why he has had this reoccurrence of the same injury?
No, well, to be honest, it wasn't really a reoccurrence. And him just did land bad at the trials.
Mm.
Like him
But
did just land bad.
it is basically the same injury, though, you know.
Yeah, man. But the way him land, boy, him looking could have walk. Him
Mm.
looking could have walk afterwards because the way him did land never looked good.
And even though you said that was a wild card the other day on the preview, do you legitimately believe that Wayne Pinnock can actually medal in the event?
I think he can. It's gonna be tough, but I think he can. Why? Because one, the thing about that he's used to being at Hayward Field, and he's used to winning at Hayward Field. I said before, he won the outdoor NCAA title, although the quality wasn't all that good, and he won the indoor title as well. And then he came to national trials on his first jump 18 meters 14.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there are some good guys. What I mean by good guys, I mean like not necessarily 8 meters 60 or 8 meters 50, but you have some good 8 meters 40, 8 meters 30 athletes that are there. So for me, I think he's a wild card for a medal because I think every year we always have a surprise medal. So I think he's a wild card for a medal, but I wouldn't say he's a favorite. Actually, there's actually a guy from India that I'm looking forward to seeing in the long jump.
In the long jump.
Yeah, man. India have won
You realize
US.
that they're climbing up in events because look at even at the Amma throw.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that Neeraj is the what Olympic champion? Yeah,
It shows how much you are javelin. This is javelin, man.
javelin.
Yeah,
So the
man.
correction, man. And
That's fine.
what I'm bringing across is that they realize that they're putting more emphasis on these events. So yeah, let's all see. But when Pinnock in that event, it's a reach maybe. But guess what? As you pointed out, every year we tend to have a surprise medalist in the event. So anything is possible.
Yeah, man. And I have him and Lamar this thing. I
No man,
have him.
hold on a second, man. Hold on a sec. Here's Albert saying that Tajay should not participate. He hasn't fully recovered. He has bad knees. Same flame saying probably has a habit of the bad landing due to some weak muscle throwing off balance. What do you say to that?
uh, Maybe that's their observation, but for me, I just think that in the long jump, you're prone to landing bad. Like that's something that I understand that I understand that you do the training to ensure that you don't land in a way that hurt yourself, but still, it still doesn't change the fact that you can actually execute a long jump and still hurt yourself. And I think that's what has happened to Tajay. But I just want to note something. He ran 10:13 at trials,
Yep,
and he only ran one round.
correct.
I actually find that very impressive.
It was impressive, but here's also Kenyan one thing I'm saying that Tajay should rest and get well. And here's Barry saying that Tajay has a problem with his landing. Perhaps it is managing his speed or coming off the board. I think he should rest or rehab and work on his technique for next year
Next
and
year.
2024.
But
And
then my thing to that my response to that person is that when you think of Tajay Gill's mindset, when he's at a level where his mindset is that he wants to jump far, right? And I've heard a coach said that if you're doing a long jump, if you are jumping far, it's actually very scary. So I think that for me, because that I think I would say that because of his desire to want to jump far, probably as far as the world record or so forth, I think that you know I think over time his technique will you know be in line with his desire to jump far. Because remember, in the Olympic year last year, he actually jumped a win aided 8 meters 55.
correct.
Going into the Olympic Games. So, in his mind, he is a very capable jumper, but it just by just bad.
And here's Elaine Livingston saying that good night. Well done. I certainly enjoyed the discussion. We're happy that you actually enjoyed it. Ensure that you
Yeah,
subscribe to the
man.
channel. Ensure that you also like the video. I see a
Hmm.
few other points. So here's same frame saying that falls jump mechanics are structured in phases to ensure landing safely without losing distance.
That's okay.
And here's Albert again saying that he's pushing himself too much. He gets an injury. The boy needs to rest so his muscles can recover.
Yeah, but the problem with that, Albert, is that that's how he eats. That's how he provides for himself and for his family. If you look at it, he hasn't been able to jump at Diamond League meets this year.
I can't, and as a matter of fact, I can't last. I see that man on the circuit in it.
He jumped at the Velocity Fest meets.
Yeah, otherwise from the
Yeah,
velocity meet.
And I think, and this is the thing, when like like it's really sad on track and field, like the endorsement deals, endorsement deals, as exciting people are about them, they're not that great in comparison to other sports.
And here's Harris saying that you should change his takeoff leg. What say you?
Well, I don't I don't know long
We're
jump.
a quote, so you're not going to say
Yeah,
that.
yes, I don't know what to say.
All right, unknown prince, yeah, man. We have actually set it up already. So yes, we'll be having fantasy Premier League, man. But since as it is tracks, I won't talk about that, man. We'll have a football show soon, and then I'll just give you guys the code because I already created and all of that. So yeah, man, we'll be having one. But since we already covered the long jump, now let's throw our focus and look at the discus itself. Discus for men. When you look at Frigid Day, because he hasn't really done well for a long while, like a really long while.
Mhm.
How do you actually see him faring this time around, knowing that, as you and I pointed out a couple of back, that you have these guys that are currently throwing right now. Jeez, 71, 70, 69, and all those sort of throws. How is
It
this
depends.
going?
It depends on where he's at on the morning of the competition. Because the thing with Frederick is that I don't know, like, because of how the discus is, like, if the weather, if the conditions don't treat you well, they probably have a poor day. And I rather see how he is on the morning, where or the day when they have the first round, to make a
Hmm.
decision. And then the thing is, he did the surgery on his hand, and as you can see, it really has affected his performance. Because, to be honest, the fact that he is not showing over 65 consistently, boy, we never know so that could have happened. But I guess that's what happens when you do a surgery. So it takes
But
time to get back.
all right, so when I look at the event, well, obviously there's issues with Chad Wright. I mean, he was the first American to qualify. Um, Travis Michael, think he makes the final or not?
Not so sure. I don't think he makes the final.
Mm, okay, fair. Before we move on to the females, because we have what called
Hmm.
around 8 minutes there about to actually wrap up here, is Barry saying that Tajay is a fighter and wants to compete, but sometimes coach would step in and save him from himself if he
Yeah.
can't take the time to work on technique. No, if he can, I could have said can't. It's supposed to be can. If he can't take the time to work on technique, he will improve that 8.69. The speed is already there. That's facts.
Yeah, man. But as
And
I said
yes,
before, yeah, sorry.
it's also again saying that you can't rush the return. The body does what does its own time. Okay. You want to try to rush back, result in a very long layoff.
Yeah, but can I make the point though, that I think the only reason Tajay is there, because if he's clear to go, I think he believes that he has a genuine shot of making it into the final. Because the
Mm.
standard hasn't been that good. The standard for the long jump this season has not been
As I
that
said,
great.
the best jump this year has been 8.45.
It's not been that great. And yes, it may improve at the championships, but still, he could probably jump like a 7 meters 91 and probably make the final.
Who knows? Let's see. But before we get to the next two field events for the ladies, I mean the jump and all those things. You saw what Mr. War Machine said earlier today.
Yes, and I was like, when I saw it, I was like, I wonder if Love One and the other members of Sports Friends is seeing
Yeah,
this.
man. Then some actually share to them and say, yeah, the man agree with me. And you, the five man them
Like,
well, Kim said that well, you say see a man that thought this much, that means that you're then really confident. I said, all right, let's say a word, man. When
no,
the
no,
time
no, no,
comes,
no.
you'll actually see.
He's actually spoken only once. This is he's actually spoke. It's the first time he has spoken in a very long time. So I don't know what
Yep,
Kim's talking about.
yep. But I'm looking for some fireworks, man.
Yeah,
If
man.
there's one thing I don't doubt, man. And last year, as you pointed out, he did it. First
Hmm.
race last season, world record. So if there's anybody that I believe that can do it, it will be this man.
Yeah,
But
man.
separate and apart from that, let's focus back on the Jamaican so triple jump. We already said that we expect. Well, I personally think that the world record is gone again because Ross is just
Hmm.
a different animal right now, especially with what transpired with her being DQ'd from the long jump. Because I'm sure
Hmm.
that she would have loved to compete in that, and I would have loved to see her and Miambo going at it. Because I mean, I love
Yeah,
Miambo as an
man.
athlete, but I just love to see how far they can push each other. But separate and
Hmm.
apart from that, Shanika Ricketts, does she get over the 15 barrier this time around and cup a silver medal? Because there's nobody beating Ross right now. Only probably injuries alone can stop Ross from winning that event. So Shanika Ricketts, PB and silver medal.
She looked that good to you though this season.
All
Cause she
right,
hasn't to
her
me.
best this season has been 14.5.
Yeah, she not look like the person who has jumping 40 meters 9 and 40 meters 8 consistently. Um, but she has jumped 40 meters 9 and so forth. So it's not mean doesn't mean that she can't jump it again. But I think she needs 15 to medal.
I agree.
I think she needs 15 to medal because I said before at the Olympics, I think Rojas training group swept the medals.
Yeah,
And I think and even though it was two of them who went over 15 meters and one jumped 40 meters 80. Okay, nice, that's good to know because the 14.5 it didn't it, yeah she's well above that, but for me she has to jump 15 meters to get a medal.
I agree. Before we get to the final one, guys, remember that ensure that you like the video, ensure that you hit the subscription button, and do the right stuff. So, all right, the high jump. As I pointed out, I just think that Marichik is gone with that gold medal.
Yeah,
As long as long as Lasitsky is there, Marichik is
she
gone with
gone
that.
with that. She gone with
So
that gold medal.
I look at it and what Lamar this thing did on the collegiate circuit. I mean, she came to the trials and I don't know what happened at trials. It was just
Tired.
it was a
Yeah,
totally bad round
she
of
tired, man.
it was bad. I watched it keenly and I never liked what I saw. But
Yeah,
she
she
said
tired,
that
man.
she's going to go back to the drawing board with her coach and they're going to work on whatever they did by that trials to ensure that that same thing doesn't transpire at World Championship. So knowing that she is reduced to track, because yes, she is, and all that stuff. You have her as a wild card in a sense, but
Hmm.
do you legitimately believe she'll actually medal in this women high jump?
Remember, in the high jump, you can have about three people type it for bronze, or
Well,
two
yeah,
people type for silver, So, as I said before, if she jumps 1 meters 97, I can't see three persons who are going to do better than her.
fair.
But I want to make this point quickly before we go. Team championships. Remember that they're going to give trophies to the top three nations in the placing standings. You think Jamaica can make the top three?
I
I think they will.
remember that this how they do that gold medals are ranked. I mean, a team or a country, I mean, can get more medals than you, but if you have more goals than them, then you know that you're going to be high up the ranks than them.
Well, it's not necessarily not meant the medal table, it's a placings. So
Mm.
like once you have an athlete in the final, they get points. It's
Oh,
something
that's how they're
similar
going to
to,
do it.
yeah. That's how they're going to do it. USA
So
getting
hold on,
that.
hold on, hold on. So it's like a point stylish sort of thing.
Yes.
Mm.
Like a champs or NCAA.
Mm.
USA gone with
So
that.
they're going to do it like first place get a particular amount of point. Wow.
And second place and third place. They're stopping at third. I think we can make top three. Um
I wouldn't say
two
top three yet, but I'd say top five. I'm telling you why.
no.
You have to factor in the countries that partake in the long distance, say Ethiopia and those countries and all of them are going to be amongst because
But
you
the
know that
thing,
you look
yeah.
you look at the 10,000 meters I mentioned last night and
Mhm.
At this point in time, yes, I love Siphonos, but you have 3 women from Ethiopia in that event right now, and they just seem unbeatable. Look at it, the world card order, Gide.
Mhm.
She hasn't been the best this season because I'm currently forgetting the athlete that beat her a couple times while this season,
Oh,
but
okay.
she has been the best in the event and then all of that. So you factor in that, and then you come down to the 5,000. They're going to have these same ladies there again. So, boy, it's tough, fam.
Yeah, but the thing about the distance is that no one country is dominating. So there's
Well,
no one country dominating. So it's
yeah, but
between.
you know what, Akil?
Hmm.
Over the last years, Ethiopia has been dominant in the long distance.
But for me, if they were- if a country was to finish ahead of us, it wouldn't be Ethiopia for me.
We have
It would have been Kenya.
mm, fair
Kenya,
because
yeah,
they operate
Kenya,
across all events. I mean,
all
from
events and so forth.
1 2 4, 800, 1,500. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd have them
man.
there. So that's why I said top 5 for Jamaica. Because you have to
But
look at the other
mhm.
countries and realize that they do have a lot of athletes that are going to place 1 2 3 in their respective events.
But and then my thing is that we, even though we focus mostly on sprinting, like we are very diversified in terms of potential medalists. So that's why I was saying that I think we can make top three. Because first of all, no, we think most persons' medal predictions are double figures, and I'm telling you, if we get double figures, we're making top three. Because if we make double figures, it means that other persons, you would have had other finalists who didn't medal, and they would have contributed to the point standings. I think it's exciting by that World Athletics doing something like this.
And again, I think that will actually go double figures. For some reason, I think we'll get double figures in terms of medals this time around because off the top of my head, you and I can do a run through for the people that
Mm-hmm.
are still there in the chat. So,
Yeah, man.
um, women's 100 I have a sweep in that.
Yeah.
So that's 3 medals out there. In the women's 200 meter, I have 2 there. So that's
Mm-hmm.
5 already. The
Mm-hmm.
4x1 for women,
Mm-hmm.
that's what? 6. 4x4 for women again, that's 7.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Triple jump, as we mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
Shanika 6, that would make 8.
Mm-hmm.
What am I leaving out? What am I leaving out?
But that's for the women, right?
Yeah. But I'm
You
trying
don't,
to remember. I think there's one more person, man, in that
you don't have any medal in the 100 meter hurdles
100
or the
meter
400?
hurdles. 100 meter hurdles for women.
Okay.
That's one more. I'm not going to call who. I would love if it's actually Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
That's 9. 400 meters now. That would be a. I don't really want to stretch it, isn't it? Because I have to be realistic. But I think we probably can get a medal there. I think Candice or even Cherokee can possibly get even a bronze in that event.
Realistic, so that Cherokee was gonna win.
Well, I was watching another stream the other day and I saw said that Cherokee to win, but
Mm-hmm.
um I'm gonna say that 9.
Oh.
Perspective medal, 400 meter.
Mm-hmm.
So perspective would add it to 10. On the men's
So
side now,
yeah.
I have 1 in the 100 meter.
Mm-hmm.
I have the 4x1 men. I also have 1 in the 110 meter hurdles.
Mm-hmm. So double figures. And
Double
we're
figure.
being conservative. I will being conservative.
I thought we are being loyal.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
We're
that's
being.
that's 12 medals right there off the top.
Yeah, man. We're being conservative. But quick question though. Akeem Bloomfield running in the 200. Do you think him could probably PB? Or could go close to him personal best?
Don't really, well, he has looked good in the 400 meter for the first 200 this season, because if you watch by the
Mm-hmm.
400 that he has run, he has been
Mm-hmm.
really out there. It is in the latter part of the race to realize that he start tired.
Yeah, tie up,
So
yeah.
thinking about it, um, possibility exists, yes, that he can get a PB, but I think it comes down to his frame of mind. What sort of frame of mind he's in on that?
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, we know whatever he has going through and all that. I think it comes down to what sort of frame he's in and
You think Hyde could challenge the national record?
Hyde.
Yeah, man.
That's tough.
He did run. He did run 45 in a flat four this season, and it was early
Yeah.
season.
All right, remind me of the national record. 47, 47?
Six,
Yeah,
47, 6-1.
6. No,
All right, no problem.
no, I don't see him getting there.
No problem.
The thing that I'm looking at is that if it was Hyde from last year, I would give him a PB, but and possibly challenging the record. I remember that when he was in that semis, he was doing quite well. He was really getting there, but the Hyde that I see this season, I don't think so. So no.
Okay.
So Ryan, we're talking about medals, right? And we think that Jamaica will actually get double figures. What do you think?
Possible.
Because all right, let me just
Very good chance. I don't think we won't be as bad as 2017. 2017 was our.
Yeah, it was awful.
Absolutely.
That was the, what you call that, the law of averages, playing out you do a bad championship.
Yeah, man, due
That was
diligence
it.
just happened.
So I think, well, we could do that. We could do it, because I expect we can get 3 medals in the women 100.
That's what I have as well.
Women 200. That's 2, so that's 5 already.
I have that again.
Women 110. That's
100.
at the lowest spectrum 1, possibly 2, but at the lowest spectrum 1.
All right,
So
so 6.
we're at now 6.
Mm-hmm.
And we just keep it conservative here.
Same thing.
4x1, 7 for the women. 4x4, that's 8.
Mixed relay. You think mixed relay?
I'm not so certain.
Alright, no problem.
So we just count them, but we can add.
The triple jump, Shanika Ricketts. That thing.
Shanika Ricketts. That's a good show.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I'm not going to put her.
For now, we can leave her to 8.
Yeah, we're not putting her yet. We finish the women now. 110, 100.
Yeah.
200, 4x1, 4x4, so that's 8. And that I just track. Men. Tajay might not compete. So
yeah, push that aside. So focus on the sprint, because I really so think it got. I don't see that in the field events for the men.
Exactly. So 110 hurdles. That's what we're at now. 9. 100.
10.
That's 1 medal. We can get 2 there, so about 1.
I keep it safe, so we're going 1. So 10 that.
10. And the 4x1.
So 11.
And 4x4.
I think 4x4. Okay.
I think we have a chance. All right.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem.
Here what? So we are at 11, and we can pick up 2 or 3 more.
All right.
So I am going with 11 sure.
Right. So Akil.
So we can go up to maybe 14, 15. Give and take.
All right. So Akil, what's your safe number?
I don't think it's much different from you guys. So I have 3 for the women.
I'm going with 30.
The 202, 100 meter hurdles 1. That's 6. 4x1, 4x4. I think mixed relay. So that would have been 9.
Shanika, if anything. You're leaving it out this time.
I'm leaving her out this time.
All right, so 9 that, yeah.
And for the men, I have oblique 2 in. I have 4x1, yeah. That's 2. Hands 2 in. That's 3. What else again? 4x4. I'm not so sure about the 4x4. I think we can medal in, but I'm not so sure about them, honestly. So that's 12. That's me being conservative.
All right, so I have 13 as a benchmark. Ryan would say 11. You say 12.
Your low spectrum is 13.
Yeah.
Mine is 11 and Achilles 12. So
As a matter of fact,
12.
I'm going to change it back. I'm going to work with 12.
Yeah, man,
If you remove
12.
Shanika Ricketts out of the
I think at the highest, I think if we have a great championship, we can push 15.
I think we can push 17.
We know
Yeah,
what's up.
No, man. If remember, now, we're talking about a great championship. A great championship means so we get 2 medals at the men's 100. A great championship means Shanika Ricketts medal.
You remember, so my count is 11, so I'm saying if
yeah,
we get
but remember,
4
remember
more.
that you still leave a lot of loopholes in around because we
Yeah.
could possibly get 2 in the 100-meter hurdle. So woman.
Yeah, that's why I'm going with 15.
All right, so 12 that. We're
Mm.
pushing
That's why I'm
towards
going
the
with
Shanika.
15. That's why I'm going with 15 as a great championship,
Okay, fair.
Yeah, man. But by the yeah. By the way, for you guys, what do you think would be a good achievement for Navaski Anderson in the 800?
PB.
PB?
Just PB. I don't care. I don't care if you make the finals or not. PB. Just run a sub 145 and I'm cool with that.
And I remember asking the question last night. What if we had 3 women running sub 53 in the 4 hurdles? I would consider it to be a good achievement, even if we never medal.
Bro, once all of them PB, I'm good. Good championship as long as PB. Because I mean, when you look at the quality of the field that they're coming up against, you know that top 3 is uncatchable right now and unbeatable. So PB, good with that.
Make the final PB here.
So here's Amber saying that I would say 10 medals, possibly a few surprises. Albert saying 13 medals. Kellyanne saying that 13 is the number. Let's see what else. Kishi saying that 12 medals. Okay. So it's right.
Anywhere between 11 and 15 for me.
Yeah, man.
Good champion. Very good champion.
I agree. But all I'll say is that I'm looking forward to a very good championship. I expect it to be fireworks all over. And I just can't wait for it to start. I don't think we'll actually be here tomorrow, but we're going to be here Friday because I know that we're going to have some live watch along and all of those stuff. So before I go on all that, Same Flame also saying that 11 medals. So Same Flame agreed, right? But guys, just remember, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and share it so more people can actually jump on board and actually support us as well. Want to keep us growing, want to reach 2K subs before the championship finishes. So that's our aim. As long as we reach that, big thank you to all of you, man. And probably some giveaways again, man, like we did when we reach 1K. So get us to the 2K subs. That's where we really want to get for these championships. And Shanna, I love what you've been doing, man. Keep on telling people to hit the subscription button and all that stuff. And you said that, 14 medals? Not bad.
That Rocky guy is an American?
I'm not sure enough.
Or him said there is no way in hell Brittany.
Yeah, so here's he saying that I throw with Brittany and says has no chance in hell. She can't.
Yeah, but then is that good thing the championship's not keeping in hell? But then again, it's in America, so probably that's hell. I don't know.
But quick question before we go: are there any like American or international athletes who you really want to do well at the championships?
Not American.
I just want to see a great championship. I really want Tamina to win right now. I think it's time. Norman.
Oh, Duplantis?
Duplantis is an athlete, man. Duplantis is a general. I want him to break that 6.20.
That's Santos.
There's one athlete who I really want to do well, but sadly, unfortunately, she made the well, she made PB, but it's not Talu.
Talu?
Yeah, man.
Talu was at the final.
Yeah, man. I wanted to do something like get a medal, but why?
No. Not happening, man. Not happening.
It's sticky, man. But
yeah.
She's and Kambunji.
Talu will do what Talu does.
Run good. No, man. Run good in the heats. Run good in the semis, and then come the finals.
And come about fourth or fifth.
No, but I want you guys to pay attention. This time around, she actually changed camps, and her coaching staff includes Carmelita Jetta. Where
Good for
she's
her.
where she's training now, Carmelita Jetta is there. So in terms of like round management and so forth, I think she's going to improve in that regard.
Let's
Well,
see.
even if she improves, I don't think she will improve enough to get a medal.
Yeah, sadly.
But I think this is where we're going to call it a night. So, guys, once again, ensure that you like, comment, share, subscribe to all our contents. And if you missed it, you can probably go and watch it back over. That's why I encourage you guys to jump on the live while it's going on, because I know that it's really hard to watch back over 2 hours of content. I find it hard myself, so that's why I want you guys to tune in when it's live. So, big up to everybody. Keep on supporting us, and we'll be back soon once again with you all. Big up to Vinny was here earlier, and big up to Kems was also here. Big up Ryan, and big up Akil for jumping on. Big up the man behind the scenes, Josh Call. And until we again, stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your night, morning, afternoon, whatever it is. Peace out.